thought I'd start with this little corner of my desk. This is kind of where I keep the majority of the things that I use on a regular basis when I'm crafting. So I have my glue gun here, and I actually leave it sitting there the whole time. This is just a mat from Kmart. It's a silicone mat, and I pretty much just leave it here on my desk pretty constantly, even when it's not in use. I have this clear container that has 5 slots in it. I got that from Daiso, I think for $1. Something really cheap. And inside I have some water, some staples, whiteout, gold mist, gold dots, a little glue, paper clips, white, it's like a knockoff brand of like Nouveau Drops. And I have a tape measure. I also have some sticky tape and just a really bad washi that I don't use except for when I need to hold things together. Also have a collection of bling, and then I have a little J that Catherine made for me in a swap that we did. I have over here a mist that I spray on Happy Mail. I have some zip ties here that I use to attach my camera mount above my desk. I have some spare glue there. This little wooden container here is from Kmart here in Australia. In the bottom one, I keep a collection of flowers that I would use on any project, just in heaps of different colours. Then in here, I have my roller stamps. And then in here, I have my hot glue. At the top, at the top, I have this little panda cup from Kmart as well, and I put my paint pens in here. I have Posca paint pens. Then I also keep a rose that my boyfriend got me, and then also this is a rose that Louise sent me in a swap. Behind that, I'm sorry about the shadow. I have a gold little bucket that has some more glue sticks in it, and then the wet glue that I use this Helmer Crafter's Choice Tacky Craft glue. It's $8 in Australia, and I'm very happy with it. Quite like it. Then I also have this little spare container here which I put sequence mixes in. This is what's left over of a sequence mix that I've made. I have this cute little girl here. She is from Kmart as well. I bought a lot of stuff from Kmart. And she just sits there as a little decoration piece. Then I have my iPad here, which I just watch videos while I'm crafting. And I typically put whatever project I'm working on my desk until it's finished, which at the moment I'm doing a little heart tag flip with sunny days, and then I'm also making a little miniature bookcase. So that just sits on my desk. And then over here, on the little mess pile here, I have this because I want to make a wand, and I want to make some little mini page flags with those. So they're there to remind me to do it. Now, my desk is covered in this vinyl from Kmart. This is like a marble look. My desk was completely stained because I used to do a lot of mixed media, and I just covered it with this. It looks really good. I will have to replace it soon because there's a little bit of paint over there, and I'll probably replace it within the next month or so. This right here is for my sewing machine. I don't keep it on my desk all the time, but I do keep the plug here so that I can just chuck my sewing machine on and it's there. I have my little, this is just a smelly thing. I just like it on my desk so it makes my desk smell nice. And then I also have, oh, it's going to get really bright. I have my lamp, which my lamp is from Big W and it's bronze, and I think it looks very pretty. Okay, so next I have the drawer that is a part of my desk, and in here I have a container of resin pieces. I have a bag of just tiny little glitter paper punch outs. I also have my wood video box. Then I have all the tools that I use. So I have my We Are Memory Keepers crocodile. I have 2 rolls of double-sided tape. I have some foam tape. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of scissors, a staple, and then this little blue container here has all my tools in it. So I have like my craft knife. I have a few different ones of these. I use these for like scoring. I also have a pencil and a black pen, and then this container here just has little embellishments that I use kind of generally on most projects. I like to keep a little container of it on my desk. So in here I have some like hearts, I have stamens, I have pom-poms, I have little other like faux leather hearts. I have leaves. I don't want to tip it all out because it gets a little bit messy. I have some pegs. I have some paper flowers. I think I also have a few foam flowers in there as well, but they're just things I kind of use on every project. I also have this container here which has in it the eyelets that I use all the time. So I have like a musky pink and then like a gold. I have some silver, lobster clasps, a few random charms, some silver jump rings, gold jump rings, some more gold jump rings, and some gold lobster clasps. So I just keep that in my desk. That's basically an overview of my desk. My desk itself is from Officeworks. I got it, probably 7 or 8 years ago, and I'm still using it now. Underneath my desk, I just have my bin right there, and then that's my foot pedal for my sewing machine, and here's just a breaker box specifically for my room here because it's an extension. Okay, so the next thing that I have is this rolling drawer set. This is from Officeworks and I got it last year. I think they still have them now. I got it just because they're clear and I wanted neutrally looking craft space. So on the top, I have my paper trimmer that I leave sitting there, and then I have these little empty bags from Daiso. They're not empty at the moment, but the bags, you buy them empty from Daiso, and I just put them with kind of things that I'm using. So these were gifted to me in a swap, all these things, I'm trying to use them up. Same with this one, they're things from swaps that I've taken apart and I'm trying to reuse. And then this one is the cut apart and ephemera from the Sunny Days collection. Underneath that, I have my cutting mat. I hardly ever use it, so it kind of just sits here now. And then in this little clear 12 by 12 container, I have the current supplies that I'm using. So in here, I have the chipboard, which I've put a pretty good dent in. I have the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And then I just have the scraps of the collection. So there's the 12 by 12, and then I have some glitter in there and some random things that I've been using. So on the side, I have this little container here from Daiso, and I stick some disinfectant wipes that I use to clean my desk, and then also baby wipes, which I use when I'm doing mixed media. And they just sit in there very nice with hanging off the side. So this is the majority of where I store my embellishments. So in the top one, I have my paper pads, so all my 6x6 or my 6x8. So I have some glitter paper pad in here. This is from Kmart. Then I just have all of them kind of in here. The ones I'm working on or using, I kind of keep at the front, and then the other ones I keep here. Majority of the paper pads that I have are from the reject store because it's just what I like using. So in the next drawer down from that, I have my ephemera. I also stick my bows in here because I have nowhere else to put them. All of my fabric bows I just put in a little Ziploc pouch from Daiso. Then I have, same again, the ones that I'm using I kind of put at the front. So here's like some Gather stuff, reject store, random collection from the reject store, and then I have my crepe paper ones down the bottom, and I have I feel like I have a lot of ephemera, but I'm sure in comparison to other people, I don't. Then in the next drawer down is all my things for Project Life. So I have this container here and this container here from, I want to say Kmart. I think I bought these like years ago, and I've just repurposed them to store my Project Life cards. So I have my 6x4s in the back because I don't use them as often, and my 3x4s at the front. Then I have this stamp set, which I think is, I want to say it's Becky Higgins. I got it in a kit. And then I just have some more stamps, and then some tags, and some more Project Life cards. Basically, this is just, I purely use it for Project Life, nothing else. Then in the next drawer is all my stickers. So I have like my puffy stickers in here. I have my sticker books. I have just a whole bunch of stickers that I've collected over the years. Then in the next one down, this is just kind of a junk drawer. So I have random ephemera here that I've die cut. I also have some straws for making wands and some little dowel rods. I have some wooden spoons that I put in sequence mixes. This is for my next set of metal dies. This is how I store them, which you'll see soon. Then I just have a canvas baggie and a little mini clipboard and also some clear pillow boxes. I just use those to store things Happy Mail in my bin bag. And then the next one down is where I store my crepe paper rolls, my acetate, my leaves, my stamens, and then these are envelopes. So these are some 6x4 envelopes, and they are underneath, I want to say 6x8 envelopes, and then I also have some reinforcers. So that's the that's the 6 little ones. Then this is where I store half of my trim, which isn't really tidy at all. I thought I would just show you guys what it is normally. So I have these big ones on the top because I have honestly nowhere else to store them. And then if I take those out, this is kind of what it does look like. I have this, which is an it's like an underwear storage. I bought it from the Reject store, but you can get them from most places, and I cut it so it would fit in the box, and I just have like trims in there. I found it at home, so they all sit in like a little one like that, and if I pull it out at the back, I just have some sequins trim because they don't fit as well. I will probably get another one of these to go in a box that I've been storing my other trims in. I've only been collecting trims for like, I want to say 8 months, and this is how much I've accumulated. I'm really lucky because when I first started doing Happy Mail, AliExpress had their big 11/11 sale, and then a $2 shop down the road from me has had 50% off all of their stock for about the past 4 months. So I've been just buying from there all the time. So that's that drawer there. And the next one down is where I store all of my alphabet stickers and my thickers. So like thickers, some alphabet stickers, some thickers. There's just like a lot in there. I do scrapbooking and I use these for that. I don't really use it for Happy Mail that often, but this is just how I store it in here. Then the next one down, this is, as you can see with my wonderful labeling there, this is my layering. So I just store it in like a clear plastic sleeve, and I have everything that I would use to lay out with. So I have doilies, tissue paper, cellophane, some wrapping paper, and then also some napkins. So I just put those in there. And underneath that I have like things that I would like package Happy Mail in. So I have like organza bags, some ones that people have gifted to me. I actually use these to like make my own bags. Some more organza bags, some glassine bags, some more organza bags. This one here, and then that one, and they just all kind of sit underneath that. Then in the next one is my, it says spare white paper, but it's actually just all the paper that I have. That's not 12 by 12. So it's vellum, white cardstock, black cardstock in there. And then that's where I store like 8.5 by 11 paper. Then underneath that is how I store my stencils. So this is like a binder, you know, that you would put like kids stuff in, and then I have my stencils in here. So they're just in the plastic sleeves. I kind of sort them by design. So like they're hearts, flowers, nature, and I just store them in here. If you want a close-up view of that, let me know. So this is a little container that I just bought from, you know, a $2 shop in Australia, and I store all of my scrap pieces of paper that are smaller than like 12 by 12. So if it is 12 inches in length on any side, I will not put it in here and it will go somewhere else. This is if it's smaller than that. And this actually just slides on the floor majority of the time. So it does fit on the side here with that there and then the 12 by 12 case, but I typically just put it under the side of it, and that all sit. And that typically goes next to my desk there. If I'm like really crafting, I'll pull it out into the side here. But typically it just stays there. And I thought I'd just quickly share that the chair that I use, I bought from an op shop in Australia. I liked the design and I really like mixing wood with white. So I picked that up there. I think it was $5 or something. So an extra part of my craft area is on the opposite side of the room. My craft area is in my bedroom, so I have to kind of keep it contained. This is a cube unit that I got from an op shop as well, and then tucked on the side of it is just a random storage unit that my parents had that they gave me. So in my cube unit, the 2 fabric boxes there are from Kmart. I really like the design of them. And this is just an overview. Down the bottom there is just some boxes that I store things, and that's where I put my die cutting machine. So on the top, I just have a little bit of decoration. I have some little things that pen pals have sent me, and then also things that I've made myself. So I have this little create sign here, which I have no idea where I got it from. I think I got it at a D-stash like years ago. Then over here, I have a little altered record that my pen pal Louise sent me. And then I have this star, which is from Kmart, and I painted the top with bronze. Then I have this mini bookcase that Catherine sent me. This is a clock from the reject store. And then that bookcase there is from Louise. I made that little mini suitcase. I just haven't decorated it yet. That book box is from Catherine. That is my 100-day project from last year. So it's just in a little book here, and I just leave it here for display. And then that's another little book that I'm making at the moment. So in this first box here, I'll grab it out and show you what's in here. So in this box, I have containers of like spare things. So here I have a container of spare resin pieces and also spare fabric hearts. I bought these off AliExpress. The fabric hearts. The containers are from Kmart, and I store them in there. Then I have 3 empty containers for just storing things in the future. In this container here, I have some random ephemera from when I was doing a project like 6 months ago. I still haven't finished that project, so I'm keeping them in here until I finish it. I have 2 more spare containers. Then I have this one here, which has a few random things in it. It's basically a spare container. I just have those random bows need to go into my bow thing. And then these are some embellishments that Catherine made for me. This container here, I have spare eyelets of the eyelets that I have, and also some little magnets. Then in here, I have Velcro. So I have white Velcro, pink Velcro, and then little mini white Velcro. In here, I have resin. So I did resin like projects a couple of years ago, and this is what I have left of it. I want to get back into it. It's a lot more, it is expensive, but when I compare it to like paper crafting, it's about the same price. So that's what I have in there. I have an empty pencil case. I used to store my paint pens in here, but I don't anymore. Then in this little pencil case here, which this pencil case is from the reject store. In here I have spare pens and pencils and just basically spare stationery. I don't use that very often. Then I have this one here, which has like my enamel pins on it. I need to find a new place to put these. I like my enamel. I need to find a new place to put these. I just really like my enamel pins, and I don't think there's anything in that one. Then in here I have some spare double-sided tape, my fuse tool, and some spare just normal tape, and it's in a sequins pencil case that I got from the reject store. Then this is just some silicone molds for resin. In here I have my spare wood veneer, which I have a lot because I typically buy in packs of like 100 and 200, and I put as much as I can in my wood veneer, and then I put all the excess in here. Then in here I have my glitter, which I think all of my glitter, I want to say all my glitters from Spotlight. These containers I don't know where they're from. They'd be from Kmart or a $2 store, but I bought those years ago. And then in the other canvas box, I have an empty pencil case, which I use that when I go to like crops. I have my spare glue gun. This is a pencil case that is from Daiso. And in here has like mixed media stuff. So these are like paint sticks and they give like really cool effect. And I have like cheaper paint pens in here. This is kind of like my mixed media box. This is my hairdryer that I use to dry mixed media projects with. It's just, as you can see, it's got paint on it. Then I have some spare paintbrushes. I have this is kind of like modeling paste. It's just a clear version. And then modeling paste, gesso, and then in here I have all my paint. This is actually a metal container that came with some washing powder. So I just have all my paints in here, which majority are like Montmartre. And I have 2 Dilutions paints in white and purple. And then I have some Nouveau embossing mousse, which is like coloured modeling paste. And I have it in, if I can get it out, I have it in gold, pink, and mint. I have some really bad watercolors. I have some really cheap gold paint and some really cheap bronze paint, and then I have all of my mists. So I have, and a couple of spare plastic ones. So I have all my Dilutions mists and some Heidi Shine, and then also some, that's from Studio Calico. And then I also have some Distress spray as well. So I spray them on the sticker and put it on top so I can see them at a glance. And then to clean my brushes, I actually use this, which is a makeup brush cleaner, and I just use it for normal brushes. Okay, so now we're down to the second half of the case, which down here is a 12 by 12 clear container, which I put all of my 12 by 12 single sheets in here. So that's also all my 12 by 12 cardstock. So I have craft cardstock, white cardstock, glitter in here, and then all like single sheets, acetate. Then these containers here, in the bottom one, which is this one, I have sequins, and as you can see, I've been using my sequins a lot lately because I bought about $40 worth of sequins and I wanted to use what I had. Then in the next one, I have random embellishments. So I have jingle bells, chain, Christmas charms, some more spare hearts, some tassels, some flowers, some random charms in there, some faux leather bows, some little rhinestone bows, some faux leather hearts, some gold pegs, safety pins, jumper rings, silver charms, and they're just random charms. So like this one smells like love, so that's in that one. Then in the next one, I have random stuff. So I have some gold fasteners, some seed beads, washes, some more spare sequins, and some embroidery floss, which I use to make tassels with. That container down the bottom, I have no idea where it's from. This is from a $2 store. This is from Daiso. This container is from the Reject store. And this holds my beads. So I just have some pearl, wooden beads, gold beads, some cute ones here, and then some random charms and some random beads there. Most of my beads are from AliExpress. So that's that little section of the cube unit. And then here is where I store my die cutting machine and then also my extension table. So this is a Crafter's Choice die cutting machine. You get them from Spotlight in Australia. They're like $100 to $150. It's great. I don't have any problems with it, so I really like it. It was a present. Then this is how I store my die cuts. I don't have a metal dies. When I say die cuts, I mean metal dies. I don't have a large amount of metal dies. I have a few, but I don't have a lot. So this is like a hardcover photo album, and I just keep them all in here. As you can see, it goes back a little bit, and I've got it filled about halfway, and it's already like bulging at the seams. So I just wanted an easy way to store these, because when I saw how people were storing them online in other craft room tools, I was like, I don't have that much space. So this has been really good, and that's why I have that spare one in my craft area. So if I pivot along, ooh, that box at the back is filled with like things that I can gift to people. So like when I bought doubles of things, or people have gifted me things and they're not particularly my style, they go in there and then I re-gift them to people. Then here, as you can see, it goes back a fair bit, is my scrapbooking albums. So I have 2015, my formal, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020 right at the very back. Then if I pivot up, this is my second box of ribbon, which I'll grab out in a minute. This is a box of photos that I don't scrapbook with, but I use them if I just feel like doing something fun with photos. This is a box that's filled with shred that people gave me that I have in the middle here. This is my album from when I went to New Zealand in 2015. It's not done at all. It just has random things in it. And this is that's a 4x4 album. These are all 12x12, except the very back, that pink one at the very back that you can see is a 9x12, which is from Studio Calico, but the rest of them are all 12x12 albums, just from places in Australia. Then I have my art journal there. I have a gingerbread house book because I make gingerbread houses every year. That's my December daily from 2018. That's an album from when I went on a cruise in 2016, and then that is an album just of random layouts from when I'm a kid. That was the first scrapbook album that I bought. I bought it when I was 12 years old, and I made a few scrapbooking layouts, and that kind of started my love affair with crafting. So I kind of like having, whenever I do childhood things, I put them in that album there. So then above this one, now in the top one here is just a little box of random stuff. So I have this bag here, which is for when I was doing Maggie Holmes Heritage, and I'm not finished with it, so I've just put it in a bag there. I have a few spare Ziploc bags from Daiso. I have a birthday card. I have my old paper trimmer. Then I also have a spare box in there. I have my storage for my 12x12s and also my foam. So I have glitter paper. This is the Gather chipboard. Craft paper, a Jen Hadfield paper pad. That's from the Reject store. Maggie Holmes Shine. That's a Reject store Christmas collection. A Reject store Christmas collection. And then some foil. I also have some spare packaging. So like if I want to send out mail, I have them there. And then at the very back, I have foam in white, pink and purple. Then above all that at the top, I have these 3 boxes. So this is where I put my sewing machine. It's hardly ever actually there. It's typically on my desk because I just leave it there. But for the sake of the craft room tour, I thought I'd clean absolutely everything up. And then in the gold box next to it is where I store all of my thread. And then in this little blue container here, this is where I put like current projects that I want to film. So I have just a few sunny days, things that I've made in here. So like I said, this is just a random spot in my craft area that I needed. And now I'm going to show you where I store the very last things of my craft. Okay, so this is my wardrobe, which down below there is where I have my clothes. This box here is my Christmas stuff. That is a spare box that I can mail Happy Mail in. In here is where I have all my packaging things. So I have shred in there, I have glassine bags, I have clear plastic bags, then I have 2 spare pizza boxes for sending out Happy Mail, then I have a stack of 6x6 paper pads that I need to get rid of. So this is just some extra craft room stuff. Now I have this extra random shelf in my bedroom that stores just things that I hardly ever use. So I have my washi tape up here, which this is the We Are Memory Keepers washi tape storage. I just kind of throw everything in there. I have my little Canon mini printer. I have some alcohol markers there. I have 3 spare 6x8 albums. This is my 2020 album here, this white one, and that's red polka dot one is where I store all of my page protectors. I have 3 spare books, and then in this container here, I also have this wire here which stores all of my flowers. So I cut off like a section at a time and then I put it in that little storage box down the bottom. But in this little case here is where I just store random things. So I have some wool, some rope, and then yarn. It keeps a different yarn in there. I don't use yarn that often, and I only buy colors that I know I will use. So like typically pink, mint, and yellow. And this here, I have no idea where it's from. I have absolutely no idea. It was given to me, so I don't know where it's from, but it's very pretty. So that's that one there. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching my craft room tour. I don't have a massive craft room, I actually have a craft area, but this is where I do all of my crafting and fun projects. And I know I've had a few people ask me to show where I store all my stuff, so that's where it is. If you have any questions about products and you want to know where things are from if I didn't mention in the video, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Leave a like if you enjoyed watching this video, and if you want to see more crafting from me, can you please subscribe, because that will help me out so much. So thank you all for watching, guys. Bye!